about change. And while I talk, just one thought for you to keep in mind. The changing way things work changes the way we work. I lived in at least 4 different systems, societies, and cultures. Communism, shock therapy, chaotic capitalism, developed capitalism. And I can tell you, sometimes things change around you way faster than you do. And you have to adapt to that change in order to succeed. That in politics aside. One big change which I keep experiencing and watching now, inside and outside the office doors, is collaboration. In our social life, change in the way we collaborate came quickly. Look at the tools like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, compared to 10 or even 5 years ago. This new way of sharing and collaborating isn't just about those 3 companies. As a personal example, many of you know I love shoes. And yes, I have more than 100 pairs, and I got one more yesterday with them. And I love jewelry. My husband is in trouble. And I love creating things. So when Ravi doesn't make me work 24 hours a day, in my free time, I go to crowdsourcing platforms to pick up 3D model templates to create my own jewelry and shoe designs and prototype them on 3D printers. After I've done that, I can upload those models back into crowdsourcing platforms to get feedback on my designs and improvements. And this style of collaborating is now pervasive across our day-to-day life. Who doesn't use tools like Facebook, OpenTable, Yelp, Soch to find that new hip foodie spot in your neighborhood? Or pick up hotel recommendations on TripAdvisor. Those tools are surprisingly good and surprisingly trustful. Look at new ideas or investment, where tools like AngelList or Kickstarter have become mainstream. What about picking up ideas for the party or decorating your house using Pinterest or Hub? I use all of those and much more. And I can't go on and on. I think we've gone through a huge cultural change where things used to be done individually or within a small group of people. But now, those things are gaining value from collaboration and sharing. They are better, faster, more trustworthy. Even traditional industries are changing based on collaboration and what Mary Meeker and others have called the sharing economy. Online services and retail businesses keep improving based on our willingness to share data, opinions, and provide feedback. Even more traditional industries like the car industry have been transformed through the car sharing, advent of self-driving cars, and a whole new collaborative infrastructure around electric vehicles. Despite the prevalence of this disruption across so many areas of our lives and industries, the majority of organizations still struggle to create the effective collaborative environment that works. It turns out that working in a more open, sharing, and collaborative fashion is a much bigger change, probably bigger than the others I've outlined. It's a change from thinking of collaboration in terms of tools to adopting it as a culture. A change from tribalism to sharing and trusting across the organization, across all levels of it. A change from rewarding competitive individual behavior to incenting collaborative group behavior. It's tempting to think of this change starting from the need for new tools. And yes, indeed, we use a lot of tools today trying to establish this new business culture. But what is the oldest collaborative tool ever built? The table. We sit around tables constantly having collaborative conversations. And we don't even think about it as a tool. The point is, table does not collaborate. And no modern tool does either. The people do. Collaboration is much more than the tools we use, much more than Wikis, Planet Blue, Inside Blue. Collaboration is at its best when it's the culture we build, maintain, and support. It needs to be approached as a set of values shared by individuals, companies, and society, where everyone is striving to achieve better quality and innovation with a collective effort. The tools don't work if we insist on keeping information behind the closed doors and to ourselves unnecessary. So let's go back to the point I started this talk with. The changing way things work changes the way we work. Let's look at societies and industries and changes to see how this collaborative imperative is gaining speed. In simpler societies based on smaller groups of tribes, people had a straightforward task: survive. Find food, get food, cook it, find one place to live, find work. They could do it within a relatively small group of people. They did not need to connect across the globe, just within their immediate physical space. Let's look at industrial revolution and mass production. Mass production required a very specialized worker who would do the same task in exactly the same way from day to day. That was what was driving scale economics of production. Compared to today, information used to spread slowly, and the change and innovation was often driven by individuals. Let's look at such complex topics as physics. Individuals like Einstein, Bohr, Heisenberg, and before them Newton seem to create great insights almost single-handedly. Nowadays, similar massive innovations are done by groups. The recent Nobel Prize in chemistry, which was a breakthrough thinking on how the microscope works, has been awarded to a large group of individuals across the globe. The complexity in modern world is such that one mind cannot hold it. In complex business environments, organizations are made up of more and more specialists who can achieve higher impact results only when their specialized insights are brought together to a greater whole. Look at us here at Intel. Almost everybody in this room specializes in certain aspects of Treasury activities. And we know those facets of our operations inside out. Our value is that the knowledge goes deep. But if we can make that knowledge work across geographies and functions, we can gain much more value out of it. You probably remember some good examples from our IQA application. We've successfully hedged our euro-denominated investments into ASML using our global resources and expertise. Our Japan team, in collaboration with US team, invested US cash in Japanese bonds to achieve higher yield. All of us implemented benchmarking processes and BPM for the entire organization and across all the groups, quickly and effectively, gaining on knowledge sharing and collaboration. And I believe we can do much more if we keep thinking of ourselves as collaborative specialists rather than individual experts. This transformation is not simple. We are still often dealing with a cultural silence, culture of tribalism. We still often view organization as divisible into definite components, tribes. We still often look at our immediate co-workers from the other organization as distinct and belonging to the other tribe. In modern organization, a great value should be placed in bringing a diverse group of individuals together in effort to achieve collaborative results. The leaders of successful organizations guard against tribalism. It is important to prevent the tribe's desire to do their own things within the tribe boundaries, sometimes to hide those things before they are done or ready to be published. It creates duplication of effort, lack of innovation, and inefficiency. And yet, the new technologies and tools are there to help us to adopt this new culture, to learn to share more than what we do today, and ultimately to participate and innovate more than what we do today. We also often think that individuals should get the credit, though often tasks and problems have become so complex and volumes so large that only groups can do it effectively and achieve results. In order to collaborate more efficiently, we have to think more about rewarding groups rather than individuals. If I want people to help me with my project, everybody who adds significant value should be a core part of it, not a supporting piece. If you reward just one individual, it creates reluctance to help and collaborate in future. Here again, people embrace new technology to drive the change. Companies like SuccessFactors and Achievers are providing new mechanisms for the new reward structures, peer-to-peer recognition, and ratings. Collaboration is about switching from communication to conversation, from receiving the information to choosing the information to receive, from storing it to sharing it with others, from finding your own solutions to seeking for community ones, from publishing final results to working out loud, from receiving the credit to sharing it with others, from default closed to default open, from tribes to cross-functional teams. We have to learn and to adopt to this new big change. And just on the last point, how powerful collaboration is. In 1991, an obscure graduate student in the far-off little country of Finland decided he doesn't like Windows, the product of the most successful and powerful company of his day. Today, after contribution of thousands of developers after thousands of contributions from tens of thousands of developers, Linux operating system is used from data centers to desktops to mobile devices. Happy collaborating.